I hope y'all are ready for the new exciting movie that's set to come out featuring a bunch of black people who say that white people are the most dangerous animals on the planet and must be placated lest they use their white privilege to harm you. Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes trailer. And they're all clapping and cheering. But I got to tell you, man, this trailer is absolutely off the wall. It's insane. Where they actually say that the most dangerous animal is white people. And the joke, the satire is not that they're saying it. The satire is that they have to use their magical powers as black people to make the lives of white people easier, lest white people cry about it. And they show a magical device appearing next to a white cop that says white tears. Holy crap. Now, I'm speaking as an Asian man. I think y'all racists just need to stop. Now, of course, they're going to come out and they're going to say, oh, it's all just jokes and humor and let people have their jokes. And, you know, I got to be honest, like, actually, yes, that's fine. Have your jokes and have your humor. But you do realize, like, when we're talking about free speech and comedy, we are not saying you have to like other people's jokes. You know what I mean? Like, if a guy goes up on stage and says a bunch of offensive jokes and we laugh and you don't, the issue is not that we think everyone should like the joke. The issue is you should be allowed to make the jokes. For these individuals who made this movie, by all means, speak your truth, have your jokes. And I will rag on you because you are racists. And we're all good. And see, this is why I like free speech. I like the idea that they're going to make a movie so psychotic that we get to mock and make fun of them for it. Yo, here's the joke I made. How about I make a movie called The American Society of Magical White People, or I don't know, British people or something, where then we talk about the most dangerous animal, black people. I mean, is that acceptable? I don't think it is. I don't think it's acceptable to single out any race and accuse them of being the most dangerous thing ever. This is why I hate racists, okay? Because me, you know, I got friends and family of all over the place. And I mean it, friends and family. I come from a mixed race background, as most of you know. And so that means I've got Asian family. I've got white family. Some of them speak Spanish. I guess that technically and legally makes them Hispanic. How about that? But my point is this. I meet people from all different walks of life, man. And the most annoying thing in the world is that people will look at national level statistics. They'll say, hey, look, we see this difference between white, black, Asian, Mexican, etc. And then as if that matters when it comes to dealing with an individual human being who is a unique and beautiful snowflake. I'm half kidding on the unique and beautiful snowflake, but I mean, it kind of is true. Every individual is different. Now, by all means, you might say in this area of the city, which happens to be more Latino, black, or white, you're going to see higher levels of X, Y, or Z. I have no problem with that. The problem I have is movies like this that will blanket all white people as extremely dangerous. No, that's stupid. That's just absolutely stupid. Now, my friends, there's a reason why I bring you this special Saturday segment. Yes, that's right. I haven't worked on weekends in a very long time, but you need to head over to thebestsongever.com and purchase Together Again, our new song. This song launched last night. It is a combined FU from the Daily Wire's Jeremy Boring and Michael Knowles, as well as the crew over at Timcast. It's you know, look, let me break it down for you. This is why I'm doing a segment on this movie, The American Society of Magical Negroes. Yo, we got to win the culture war. That means we got to make culture. Now, if you like the song, buy it. You go here. It says download your price. That's what you click. When you do, you will also get a unique promo code for castbrew.com to buy coffee at 35% off and all subscriptions 35% off forever. It's a good deal. This is the point. Jeremy Boring and Michael Knowles, they made a song. It was a good song. The reason why? Little old Jeremy was just trying to play one classic rock song on stage for one of his shows. They said no. He said, well, we're going to pay you. He said no. He said, I'll pay you 10 times. I'll give you 10 times. Just please, can we play the song? They said no. And he goes, I will pay you $150,000, 100 times the going rate to play the song. And they said no. So he made his own song. Spent all that money. We made a song, not political at all, and we got emails back. They said, go F ourselves. So I'll tell you this. We're going to build our own parallel economy. We're going to build our own culture. We're going to challenge the likes of these goofy movies that are saying these awful things. And you know what? Our song ain't political at all. It's actually a song about being friends. And that's what we're going to keep doing. If you want to support our work as we produce mainstream synth pop music, kind of the whole thing is a gag, to be completely honest. But if you like the song, you can buy it and support our work. And hopefully we will crack the Billboard charts with your support. When you buying the song is substantially more powerful than watching. But enough of me promoting the song. It's literally why I did an extra video this Saturday. And it's literally why I'm doing a segment on cultural issues. But I think y'all have waited long enough, and I should play the trailer for you so you can hear exactly what they have to say about white people. And let's roll.
I know you can feel their discomfort, Aaron. Watching you walk through a room full of white people was the most painful thing I've ever seen.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I don't want to take you to a job interview. There's a recruiting class starting right now, and we got to get you in it.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
I don't really understand.
It's easier to say. What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. That's why we fight white discomfort every day.
So right here, there's a meter and it says white tears on it, and it's going into the red.
Because the happier they are, the safer we are. I know.
Yep. It is real. This is a movie they are making. And so it ultimately comes down to this. They say it's one big joke. The joke is that they fight white discomfort every day with their magical powers as black people so that white people don't get angry because they're so dangerous. You know what's really funny? What's really funny is that white people are a global minority. In fact, if we were going to break it down by ethnicity, then, one of the smallest minorities when you break it down by individual groups like the Irish, the British, the French, etc. And the fascinating thing is how wildly successful people of European descent had been in terms of conquest. And for this, in the United States, there is an attack on white people. But I'll tell you why. You know what my view of, I'll tell you my view of white people overall is that they're the antithesis. They're the opposite of what everyone claims them to be. The only reason that they're allowed to make movies like this is because, in fact, the values that were brought here by European settlers, in fact, allow for criticism and resentment. Try going to China and criticizing the dominant racial group. You know what they're doing to the Uyghur Muslim? Try going to Japan and becoming a citizen, getting a job. Yeah, good luck if you're not Japanese. And the funny thing is, I am partly, very small part, I'm about 5% Japanese. Ain't gonna fly. That doesn't matter. We don't even know where that came from. The assumption is, so all my life, my mom's like, I'm Korean and you're Korean. And I'm like, oh. And then she gets a DNA test. Like, oh, look at that. I'm 10% Japanese. And we all go like, ooh. Because anybody knows the history of the region knows why that happened. But I'd like to imagine that we go back in time 100 or so years, and it was a romance, a beautiful love story of a Japanese man and a Korean woman. And he said, I will protect you. And they said, no, you can't be with her because you're Japanese and she's Korean. He's like, no, mother, I will. That's what I'd like to imagine. But we all know it likely happened. So here I am. But anyway, that's not enough. I am a spectacle in these countries. That's why I love America. Because, when I sit down with traditional liberals and when I sit down with conservatives, ain't nobody ever says something like, let's use your race before we have a conversation. But the woke left, they do. And it's disgusting. Yeah, I don't want to live that way. Here's the way I want to live. This is why I hate racists. It's why I hate this. I think it's disgusting and in bad taste. And I think if you inverted the races, they'd lose their minds. If it was a bunch of white people clapping, being like, black people are so dangerous, we have to pretend to keep them safe. Are you nuts? It's disgusting. By all means, make your movies, have your jokes. I'm not saying the movie should be banned. I believe in your right to free speech. And when you do things like this, I get to explain why it is that I despise you. Because I don't want to live in a world where I have to qualify all of my conversations based on my race. And herein lies the challenge. This is why I'll tell you why I really, really despise these people. Because they claim to represent those of the civil rights era that begged and pleaded for the likes of someone like me to exist. Before 1967, people of different races could not cohabitate, get married, having kids out of the question. These mixed race kids, oof, bad. It's kind of wild to think about, isn't it? And they said, no, we're going to fight and we're going to win this. And the Supreme Court ruled in 1967, Loving v. Virginia, that, you can't bar people from cohabitating and getting married based on race. That's nuts. And there we were. 1967. It's not even that long ago. Not even that long ago. And from this, a bunch of people start having babies. And lo and behold, here I am. And then these woke crackpot pieces of human garbage start looking me in the face and telling me to go F myself for being what I am. These people don't represent civil rights. They represent the antithesis of it. You look at the critical race theorists and they argue for segregation. They never wanted this. And I'm not kidding. Derek Bell, one of the progenitors of critical race theory, arguing for segregation in schools. These people are not happy that people of different backgrounds got together and found love. And for that, I say, screw you, good sir, and your crackpot ideology. This is why we must win the culture war, because I know that you agree with me. I know that those who are willing to watch a person like me don't watch because of my racial background and don't use that against me to qualify any ideas, because you understand the idea of ideas. Like Martin Luther King Jr. said, to judge a person on the content of their character and not the color of their skin. But this is where we are today, making mainstream major films where they outright insult an entire group of people based on the color of their skin. And they say that white doesn't mean ethnicity. It refers to political power, blah, blah, blah. Yes. And then, of course, you always show someone based on the color of their skin. You want to make the argument the Irish were oppressed or Polish people are oppressed, fine, whatever. And then they come out and they say, see, that's what we mean. But white people means dominant majority group. Therefore, Asians are white. And then they tell me that, there you go. Spare me. All they're doing is defending white supremacists who believe in actual racial superiority of people who just happen to look white. I ain't here to play that game. I'm here to call that out. And so, my friends, I leave you with this. This movie is real. I can't believe it, but I kind of can believe it. I give you this special segment and unabashedly say, yeah, it's basically I'm doing a segment because this new song is out. We have from yesterday until Thursday to get as many sales as possible. And I'll put it two ways for you. The first is I got a chip on my shoulder. We made a song. They insulted us over it. We didn't do anything to anybody. They lied about the song. They ran it through filters. They claimed it was a genre that it wasn't. Here's the thing. We did not get political. I did not make a song and then say, listen to these lyrics about how we were critical of the government or wokeness. The song we put out was quite literally like a guy and lost love. They got political. They said they wouldn't write about it. They said they would ignore it. They're trying to remove it from Wikipedia because we are on Billboard and they hate it. And they've done it several times, removing the Billboard rankings despite the fact that it hit Billboard. This is how evil they are. And so here's what I say to you. They made this political. I make it political back. If they want to argue that we should be ignored or denied because of our political background, despite the fact the song's not political, then I ask you for political reasons, buy the song. Put it back in their faces. First, I want to promote the song. We did a lot of work on it. We teamed up with the Daily Wire. Hopefully it does well, and we can prove that we have the ability to build a parallel economy. Second, we're cross-promoting with Cast Brew. It's a great way for us to build brand for Cast Brew. All of this is just part of the big mission of we're building a parallel economy. And, more importantly, we got to make culture to win the culture war. The Daily Wire is making movies. We teamed up with them. Hopefully this cross promotes in a great way, and we're going to keep doing this. And we're going to keep pushing that message, thebestsongever.com. I'll leave it there. Thanks for hanging out for this special Saturday segment, and we'll see you all next time.